Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lena. I'm an American Girl adult collector, and today's a very exciting video. If you saw the title, it is a finally updated all my dolls for 2026, which is crazy. I started collecting back in 2024. Okay, so we are going to get started. I do have notes on my phone because I feel like once you get a certain number of dolls, you can't remember all the things. So first girl we have here is Truly Me, number 80. When I first got her, I got her off Facebook Marketplace for a steal. I think she was like $25, but she had a giant scuff on her nose. And I tried to get it off and truthfully made it worse. So by doing that, I ended up sending her into the doll hospital, and thank goodness that I did this before they upped the prices. And with rewards and stuff, it only cost me $2.65 for a full replacement. This is Truly Me number 80, and she goes by the name Bristol in my collection. Okay, the second doll that I am going to introduce you to is my Truly Me number 47. This is Nina. I got Nina in February of 2025. I got her off of Marketplace for a great deal, and I was so excited because I just adore the Sonali face mold, especially the original or older mold where the face is a little bit more full. She's just so beautiful, and in my collection she's very much my van life girly. I was thinking about how I wanted to do this, and I realized I can't possibly number them all. I'm gonna forget, and I haven't actually done a doll count in a while, so I'm not even sure how many I actually do have out on display and active in my collection. So we'll put it on the screen and you and I will find out together at the end how many I actually have. Next doll I'm going to show you is Truly Me number 90. Her name is Indy, short for Indigo. She was one of my original first 10, which is crazy to think about. Again, I'm not somebody who is crazy about one thing or the other. It's whatever makes me happy. And so I really like her blue hair. But I'm not necessarily crazy about all the colored hair dolls. So it really just depends. In my collection is tied to my mini me because they came the same day. And so because of that, it's really hard for me to part with her. So I probably won't, but I am happy to have her. The next doll I'm going to show you is Truly Me, or Just Like You, number 29. Her name is Haven. This doll has an interesting story. So when I first started my IG, my Instagram account, I had seen, some dolls, and I remember seeing 29 and thinking, wow, I don't know who that doll is, but I don't know what it is about her. I'm just so drawn to her. She popped up on Facebook Marketplace super cheap, and I went, oh my goodness, I think that's that Grail doll I've always wanted. And lo and behold, it was 29. I don't know. I just love this doll. So this is Just Like You 29 Haven. You're going to notice most, if not all of my dolls probably don't have shoes on, and that's because how I display them, if I put shoes on them, they will not fit in the cabinets. So no shoes for them. But okay. The next doll I'm going to introduce you to is Just Like You 43. Her name is Cameron, or Cammy, in my collection. She is another one of those dolls that I remember seeing on, videos, Instagram posts, and being like, who is that doll? I love her. And I finally discovered that it was 43. And I had always dreamed of having her in my collection, and a really sweet person on, I want to say it was Instagram, sold her to me for a really great price, and she's in such great condition. Growing up, I knew a little girl whose name was Cameron, and she went by Cammy, and she unfortunately passed away from childhood cancer. I knew her family really well. I knew Cammy, and so when I got this doll, just something about it reminded me of her, and I thought, well, what a perfect name. The next doll I'm going to show you is Truly Me 86. And she is really, really special to me. So she actually does not have a name. A couple of my dolls don't, because I like to make sure I name them something that means a lot. And so if I don't have a name yet, it just means I haven't found the right one that fits. The special story about 86 is she came out around the time that the Sugar Plum Fairy came out, but that period, these dolls were really hard to get. So trying to find an 86 was really, really hard, but she popped up locally for me for such a good deal. And so I drove so far to go get her. I was so excited. And I'm really, really happy to have her in my collection. And then I ended up finding the Sugar Plum Fairy outfit for also a really good deal off Facebook Marketplace. And so I now have that. So I'm excited for next Christmas to put her in it so that I can kind of see what she looks like. Even though she's not the official Sugar Plum Fairy doll, but she's so, so pretty in real life. The next doll that I'm going to show you is not a Truly Me, but she prefers to hang out with the Truly Me's. So this is the historical Nikki Hoffman. So she is one of the 1990s twins. My collection, she is closely partnered with another Truly Me doll I will show you, and I'll explain why in a second. But her name also is not Nikki. Her name is Bennett, and she goes by Benny. She's not a historical girl in my collection at all, but also I'm born in the 90s and don't consider myself historical either. So my name is Lena. Growing up, I was called Lenny, and then my best friend and now my wife called me Benny. So that's kind of where Benny came from in terms of Bennett. So it's really special because I got her on my 30th birthday, so decade birthday, and she represents my era. So because of that, I wanted her to have a name that kind of fit close to me. And so Lenny, Benny. And she is. And then she is closely, like I said, tied to her sister in my collection anyways, Shiloh. So I'm actually just going to pull Shiloh up here. This is Shiloh, and Shiloh in my collection is Bennett's younger sister. And again, I got them together. So that is why I love this duo. Like, I love them so much. They bring me such positive memories. Future editing Lena here. So I realized this must have been the time that my microphone died, and I realized it after a couple more dolls that I ended up refilming, but I must have left out this doll, so I'm just gonna do a quick little voiceover. So this is Truly Me number 131. Her name is Peyton in my collection, and she is a part of the little grouping that I'm pointing at behind me. She is best friends with Bennett. And I love the little storyline, so maybe if you want a video of me explaining it a little bit more, I would love to do that in the future. But I love this doll. I think she's so beautiful. She was so captivating to me because of her like honey blonde hair. My hair looked a lot like that when I was younger, and so there's just something so beautiful about this doll, and I love that she's in my collection. Also, it's really funny to watch me without sound because my hands and my body is going wild. I must be really excited talking about her. Okay, so it is actually the next day. My microphone ended up dying. I feel like the sun went down. We needed to stop. We are going to pick up where we left off. However, because my mic died, some of the clips that I filmed, I have to redo. So the lighting might be a little different. Just bear with me and let's get back into the video. Next doll I'm going to show you is not actually a Truly Me, but she also goes rogue and hangs out with the Truly Me's. So this is Girl of the Year, Luciana Vega. So not a Truly Me, but in my collection, she goes along with the storyline of my girls right here. So her name is Skylar. Kind of similar to Luciana's story of space and things like that. And I never had any desire to get a Luciana as the Girl of the Year or have her like in that collection for me. I really like her because she is a completely different character in my collection. The next girl I want to show you is this girl. I am blanking on what her Truly Me number is, so I will put it on the screen. She is one I had to film twice because my mic died, so of course now I cannot remember. But in my collection, her name is Drew. I love this doll so much. She is so beautiful. I adore the Addie face mold, and I wish American Girl would do more with it because it is so beautiful. Like, look at her. Like, this outfit was made for her, but I say that about every outfit I put on her. I could probably stare at her all day. Let me know down below if you have a doll that you feel like you could actually probably look at all day and just be happy. She's that pretty. Like, that's how I feel about most of my dolls, but Drew particularly is just one of those dolls I adore, and I love changing and dressing because she's so cute. The next two dolls are actually a bonded pair because they're my mini-me and my wife's mini-me dolls. So I'm going to show them together. Okay, so these are me and my wife's mini-me dolls. I love them so much. We do so much with them because it's so fun to get to like dress them up and make them like resemble us and what we like. And so here they are. This is definitely my wife's mini-me doll. My wife looks just like her. Same color hair, the beautiful freckles, the beautiful eyes. When this doll came out, we got her right away. And I'm so glad we did because they retired her so fast that now on like the secondary market, she goes for so much. It's actually crazy. And we always joke about how rare my wife is. Okay, and I will talk a little bit more about the actual doll. So this one is a Truly Me 128, but I don't know if you can recognize, this is not a Truly Me, this is Girl of the Year, McKenna Brooks. But this doll looks the most like me, which is why she's used as my mini-me. But I'm kind of starting to think I might change her out because although my hair is straight in this video, it's actually very curly or wavy. I feel like I want to find a doll that looks a little more like that. I do have blue eyes, but my hair's not as honey blonde like this anymore like it used to be. It's kind of gotten a little darker. So if you have any suggestions, that would be wonderful. Wife's mini-me, her name is Ray, R-A-I, and that's actually my wife's middle name. And then my mini-me, her name is Charlotte, but she goes by Charlie. And that is nod to my adopted mom, who says that like biologically, like if she gave birth to me and she got to name like a daughter, she would have named me Charlotte and called me Charlie. So that's kind of how she got that name. The last two, I guess, Truly Me dolls that I have in my collection are my boy dolls. I know that he's not technically a Truly Me. He's considered a contemporary character, but in my collection, he kind of goes with the Truly Me. This doll is Logan Everett. So he is 2017 contemporary collection. He's the first boy doll that American Girl released alongside Tenny Grant. In my collection, his name is Rhett. He's one of those dolls that my wife actually ended up finding and was super excited for me to go pick him up. So just that alone, it like makes me really happy because she is so involved in my collection and supports it so much, and that is like so special to me. So this is Rhett. So here's my other boy doll that I have. I can't remember his number either, but I want to say he is maybe a Truly Me 86. I'll put the correct number on the screen. His name in my collection is Samuel. He's one of those dolls that I wasn't looking for in terms of if I didn't get him in my collection, it was fine. But like if I ever found him for a good deal, like definitely scoop him up because I think he's really adorable. He has this mark on his chin, and from like a distance, it kind of almost looks like a goatee a little bit. It's so funny to me. And that's the thing. I love secondhand dolls for that reason, because they had a life before my collection. And as much as I do dress them and put them in the dollhouse and stage pictures, you know, like to know that they were like played with and loved by like a child, and then now they're like retired, if you will, in my collection, like living the best lives on their shelves and stuff. It's still special to know that they were like enjoyed and played with and like handpicked and loved. So that's kind of how I feel about a lot of my secondhand dolls and why I don't mind secondhand dolls or like marks and scuffs, because it just means that they were loved and played with before. And I'm not someone where marks and things like that bug me unless it's like super noticeable. I've always said, you know, if I found a doll that I already had in the wild for like a good deal that was maybe better condition than my current doll, I would definitely like replace them. So I'm not against that by any means, but I'm not someone where like I'm gonna go out of my way and spend a ton of money to get like a pristine doll. And that's totally fine if that's your thing. It's just not my thing. All of my dolls, if not 90% of them are secondhand and really good budget deals for what I feel comfortable spending. It's just my preference, and that's okay. And I think that's what makes this collection and this community so awesome. Is there's so many different kinds of collectors, and no one collector is wrong. There's no wrong collection. Now we are going to move into a Girl of the Year dolls, but we're going to start off with the most recent Girl of the Year. This is Girl of the Year 2026 of Raquel Reyes. She was released in 2025 because American Girl likes to do that now. I was really excited for Raquel, for Demi. She's everything I want in my collection. And so on her release day, I got her, I got outfits, I got her vanity, which is actually up there, her little dog. Like so fun. So I'm really, really thankful and excited to have her in my collection. I feel like I have ditched the stand because I just like to hold my dolls. So the next girl in my collection, and this is in no particular order, but is Girl of the Year 2008, Mia St. Clair. Mia is so beautiful in person. She is such a beautiful doll. She has these really cute, subtle freckles, and I think that's what makes her so special. Freckles, brunette, freckles, forget it. Okay, my wife, forget it. Literally adore people with freckles. I wish American Girl made more dolls with freckles and like more freckles everywhere and different freckle patterns. I just think, to me, freckles are like art, right? It's like having a canvas of art on your body. It is so, because none are the same. So Mia is just so beautiful with her little subtle freckles. What's really special about my Mia is she has this really cute little head tilt. I don't know if you can tell. Let me see if I can. So she like tilts her head to the right, kind of like I do when I talk. The next girl in my collection is Girl of the Year 2022, Corinne Tan. Is really special to me too because she is one of my original 7. So she's the first American Girl ever that I purchased from American Girl when I first started collecting and like ever in my life. These collections are very special to me because I'm someone who grew up skiing in Colorado. Like I love her whole entire story, and mountains are kind of like my vibe. You know, you might be found at the beach, I will be found at the mountains. Like now, a fun thing about Corinne is I actually found a second Corinne. Ever seen Corinne Tan with a bob? Well, now you have. Cute she is. Oh my gosh. She's so cute. So I found her like this at the thrift store, and I don't know if you could tell, someone professional who cuts hair cut this doll's hair. Like it must have been like a mom or something when like wanted it to be short. And like I love this because look at this blue. If you run your hands through it, you can like see the blue all underneath. But then like if you put it down, you like really can't tell. This doll is a lot of TLC though. I mean, she's got these like pink hands and like she's got some scuffs on her eyes and stuff like that. But she's so cute. I can't seem to part with her. I will say though, okay, I did not cut this. It wouldn't have looked like this if I had tried. This was professionally done. You can tell it is so even all the way across. The layers are perfect. This was professionally done. So if you were going to cut your Corinne's hair now, please make sure that you either know somebody, or if you are professional, and if you do cut it and you are not a professional, do not blame me. Okay, this is my disclaimer. I'm warning you. I didn't cut this. I wouldn't have been able to, but she looks really gosh darn cute with it. The next doll I want to show you is Girl of the Year 2020, Joss Kendrick. Now, Joss is my favorite Girl of the Year ever, hands down, because she has a hearing aid. And similar to myself, I am also hard of hearing and sometimes remember to wear my hearing aids, but that's so special to me. If I had a doll growing up who had a hearing aid, you know, and it was celebrated of all the successes that she did with her cheerleading and surfing, and like her also having hearing loss, that would have been so empowering for me. A lot of times I hid my hearing loss, or I just didn't talk about it because no one else had hearing loss when I was growing up. It felt that way anyways. Darling. And this Joss, my wife surprised me with as my second doll ever. I ended up finding another brand new inbox Joss locally for an amazing price. And I got her thinking like, okay, this one had like a lot of like the pen marks, like I would replace this one. Well, I opened her up and she's not this one. And I know it's going to sound silly, but she doesn't look the same to me. I mean, she just looks like not like a completely different doll, but she's not my Joss. And like this Joss is so special to me because my wife got her for me. She was, like I said, the second doll in my collection. The first doll I ever bought, I actually didn't even have anymore. So she really is like the first, like she's the one, like I can't get rid of her. And looking at them side by side, I like her so much more. But I also like the other Joss, so I don't know what to do. I don't think I can part with her. Even like scuff marks and all, she's just like so like means so much to me. And I mean, at the end of the day, like that's what it's about. It's about your dolls meaning something and like bringing joy. So we might just be having two forever because I just love her. So here's the second Joss I was talking about that I got brand new in box. Okay, you cannot tell me this is the same doll. Like, and maybe I don't know because I wasn't into American Girl and collecting in 2020. Did they release like a second wave of these dolls? And then maybe that's what it is. Maybe one is from like the original and one's from the, I don't know, but they're not the same doll. So I'm going to hold them up just so that you can see them. This is the original Joss. Well, I don't know which one's original, but this Joss is the one that my wife bought me. And this is the new unboxed one, which again, though, she's so sweet. I love her, but they don't look the same to me. Maybe they're like twins, but they're not the same doll. And the other like significant difference that I can tell is my original Joss, his hair is so much more full, where this like newer Joss, the layers are really, really thin. So it looks like I'm just going to be having two, but the problem is I've only named one. The next Girl of the Year I'm going to show you is Girl of the Year 2016 Leah Clark. Now, Leah's one of the original, like, few dolls that I got in the beginning, but man, does she need some love. For a while, I was storing my dolls, like, up on a shelf, and I swear she fell every single time, like, nosedive onto the ground. I think what's funny, though, is when I got her, like, I was so obsessed with her that I was like, I don't want anything to happen to her, so I, like, really wouldn't change her or touch her, and then she ended up falling so many times. I think that was, like, you know, the universe's way of being like, look, I'll just launch her off your top shelf for you so that you are forced to play with her and pick her up. So here we are, and now I feel like her poor perfect condition hair is no longer, so I need to give her some love, but she really is such a beautiful doll, and I love having her in my collection. Next doll I want to show you is Girl of the Year. Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking on her number 2. I think today my brain is fried because it's a work day, so even though I'm so good with the numbers normally, I cannot remember them or the years for the life of me. So please excuse me. I'm just going to say Girl of the Year in their name and I will put it on the screen. But this is Girl of the Year, Kira Bailey's. I always wanted Kira. I think she's so fun. She's so beautiful. And her collection is like seriously everything I would have wanted as a kid. I was super into animals. I thought I was going to go to school to become a vet. Like, I love her collection. And she's just really pretty. The next Girl of the Year doll in my collection is Girl of the Year 2024, Lila Minetti. Lila is so beautiful. So in the beginning, I wasn't sure if I was going to get her. Growing up, I was a horse girly. I love horses. They're my favorite animal. And I kept going back and forth, like, do I need the doll? Do I not need the doll? I think Lila's so special with her freckles. I will say it hands down forever. We need more dolls with freckles. I adore them. It's like art. So she's just so pretty in person, and I'm really happy to have her now. The next Girl of the Year I'm going to show you is Blair Wilson. I was really excited to get Blair locally. I just adore her entire collection. It is very much my like aesthetic as an adult. I love the whole like farmhouse. I have her restaurant that I got locally for such a good deal. And I actually, when I'm not using it as a restaurant, I convert it into a horse stall. So I will show you that if you're interested. It looks really, really cool. I have her really cute little pig that I found thrifting for so cheap. I think it was like $2.50. And it is the cutest little pig ever. My dream, well, I should say my wife and I's dream, but we have similar values, so similar dreams, is to own a farm someday and have like horses and goats and like a bunch of different animals. And ideally, I would love to have a farm to bring in horses that just like need a place for their end of life, like live out their dreams, not even necessarily to be ridden, but just to like get to live and be at peace. That's kind of the end dream, is just to have a little family farm. We just adore animals and we love everything about that aesthetic. So I just love Blair's collection. She's special to me. The next doll I'm going to show you is Girl of the Year. I want to say 2015. We'll see. Whatever comes up on the screen is actually correct. But Grace Thomas. I don't know what it is about Grace, but I love her. My wife actually surprised me with her, knowing how much I like wanted her in my collection, but I wasn't like actively looking. And then one day she was like, I got you a Grace. I'm so happy. I think it's like the really cute little bangs. I know not everyone loves them, but like, I don't know, something about the little swoop on her. So cute. I mean, shocker, she has freckles, which we all know I am just absolutely smitten over the freckles, and her beautiful like blue eyes with her hair combination. I just love Grace. And my one thing was I want a Grace with like really nice hair, and my wife knew that, and she did such a good job because her hair is so pretty and shiny, and she's so cute. Okay, so this next doll is really the doll that started it all in terms of my like awareness of American Girl. So this is Girl of the Year, Marisol Luna. I don't know if you guys remember the Step Up movies. I was obsessed with those when I was in like middle school, high school, and I would watch them like on repeat because I thought that the dancers in there were so freaking cool. And like, I love dance. I just am not coordinated enough to be a dancer, or I probably would have. She's my nostalgia. The next Girl of the Year doll that I have is Girl of the Year, I want to say 2011, Kanani Akina. This outfit though is not, I like put it together thinking it was going to be something in my head, like giving, and then, you know, I put it on her and was like, it's not giving what I wanted it to, but I just haven't changed her yet. This is Girl of the Year, Kanani Akina. I love this doll. Kanani is so beautiful. Her hair is like absolutely stunning. I will say mine's in pretty rough shape. I got her off Facebook Marketplace for a really good deal, but because of that, her limbs are like, literally, I need to tighten them so bad. She knocks all my other girls over. She always needs to stand up. I did get another Kanani that I plan on fixing up. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but she's just like so beautiful. Next Girl of the Year in my collection is, aside from Marisol, my second like most favorite Girl of the Year, and the doll that I wanted so badly as a child because she was literally me. Like, she was my mini me, and sometimes I debate like making her my actual mini me because it makes more sense with like her hair and her eyes. Maybe you can guess who it is. But this, you ready? Is Girl of the Year, Nikki Fleming. I tried really hard to fix her hair because when I got her, she was in such rough condition. Her hair is like an absolute mess. So I tried. It's not great. I mean, she's better than it was. Obviously, I know this is not her like outfits, but she was hanging out in my horse barn for a while. You know, she's got her horse. So another one of those dolls that when I started collecting, I was like, I need her in my collection for the nostalgia now. The one thing I regret is I should have got one that was in better condition. She's definitely a played with doll, and I wanted her so badly that I kind of compromised, like spending a little bit more on her to get a better quality one. So she may be replaced eventually for one that's a little better because she means that much to me and I want to keep her in my collection forever. The last Girl of the Year in my collection is Jess McConnell. I got Jess with Logan Everett. They were sold to me together, and so my wife like got her for me, which was really sweet. I think Jess is like such a beautiful doll. I really like the Jess mold a lot, especially the older one, and so I just adore her. But the one thing, I've really struggled to connect with her because of her hair. So she is in, I mean, she's old and she's loved, but her hair is like really thin now. I mean, and I don't know if that's like a typical thing with Jess's, so like let me know, but mine is like super thin. I actually ended up putting it in this braid just to try to like kind of get it out of her face, but it's made it hard for me to connect with her. I have seen other Jesses pop up and I'm like, I think I would like to get another one because I enjoy having her in my collection, but for some reason this one I'm just not like super connecting with. And then I remembered I didn't do my like contemporary I guess princess dolls. So I'm gonna actually do those real quick. They're easier to access for me. And then after them, I will do my historical dolls. Okay, so we are gonna start off with my like contemporary dolls. I know I already did Logan Everett just because he was down there with the boy doll. So I guess the other contemporary doll line that I have is World by Us. So this is Maritza Ochoa. Maritza is one of those grail dolls of mine. She is probably one of the most beautiful dolls I've ever seen. I'm really happy to have her and the outfit in my collection, and she's one of those dolls I don't know if I could like ever get rid of. She's so stunning, and I love the World by Us series, the stories. I wish American Girl would do more of that because it's really important, especially with what's going on right now. I did also have Yvette. So Maritza had her buddy for a while in her little cubicle, but I did just recently sell Yvette because, again, the whole intentional conversation, I just felt like with Yvette and her hair, I would never change her. I wouldn't like even want to touch her or move her. I was so afraid her hair was going to get all frizzy. And I'm not saying that's like the reason, but I want to be able to move my dolls and hold my dolls and without fear. Unless they're like a collector doll, like, in a cubicle and that's where they're going to stay. I thought to myself, again, intentional. Am I just holding her to say I have her? Like, am I willing to connect with her, or should I give her to somebody else who's like really, really going to love her? But all in all, I'm so excited to have Maritza. So the next two dolls I'm going to show you are my Disney dolls. Now, they are not Disney in my collection. So I just really liked these dolls, which is why I have them, but they're not, by no means are they the actual Disney characters. I don't even actually have my favorite princess of like all time. So that should kind of tell you. But I do have, so this is the Playline Rapunzel doll, but in my collection, her name is Lucy. But her hair is fun. Everyone can admit that her hair is long and luscious and fun to play with. And then the next Disney doll that I have in my collection is the Playline Anna from Frozen. But in my collection, her name is Parker. I'm going to pause. If you can guess where that's from, put it down below. 3, 2, 1. So obviously it's after Parent Trap because their last name is Parker. So Hallie Parker. And so her name is Parker Hale. So she's a really, really pretty. I took her braids out and I'm so happy I did because look how like lusciously beautiful her hair is. And we were in the American Girl store. My wife has this thing where she's like, well, if you get one, it needs a friend. Such a good influence. I know. Such a good influence. So somehow I always end up bringing home like 2 dolls. Not always, but when I picked out Raquel, my wife's like, she needs a friend. And I was like, does she though? And she was like, yes. So fast forward, here we are. I got Anna the same day that I got Raquel. And that was really fun. And I enjoy doing that. So yeah. I'm so excited to move into my historical collection. This has truly been the collection that I have probably really fostered the most this past like year in 2025 and really given a lot of my attention to. Historical collection is what I remember the most from my childhood. That's really what existed. For some reference, I'm a 90s kid, early 90s. And so I remember girls collection. My friend had a lot of these and I loved going over there to play with them. And what was really special to me in terms of my own historical collection that you will see as I start showing them is, for me personally, I really only want Pleasant Company versions of my historical dolls if they were their stories were created or they were released in that era. Even if it was right when Mattel bought it, but it was a story from Pleasant Company, that I still want the Pleasant Company version, if that makes sense. That does matter to me. I know it doesn't matter to everybody, but other than like 1 or 2 here or there be forevers, I really do have mostly Pleasant Company dolls. And that is so special to me because that feels complete for me, like in my brain and in my collection, and really brings me back to the core American Girl that I remember growing up. My first doll here is my newest historical girl, Kaya. I always wanted Kaya because I remember her from when I was a little girl and I was obsessed with her collection and wanted it so badly. My wife got her for me and completely surprised me with her in her full meat outfit with her like little teepee in the dog sled in the back. I know that's not the right dog. It's my fill-in until I have her actual dog. I do feel that she is not like the original Kaya because the original Kaya has a little bit wider of a face and her hair sits a little lower. So this one does appear to have a little bit newer of that face, but that's okay. And that's what I'm saying. There are some that I'm like, I only want Pleasant Company, and there's other ones that I'm like, it can go back and forth and I'm fine with it. So I'm perfectly happy with this Kaya because my one request was that I wanted her hair to still be in really good condition. She's so pretty. The next historical doll, and I'm not showing them in any particular order, but the next doll I'm going to show you is Nenea, and that's mostly because she's laying over here. This is Nenea Mitchell. Nenea is one of the first few dolls I got. I got her off of Facebook Marketplace for super, super cheap, but because of that, her hair is so dry, her limbs are not great, and she's one of those dolls that like, I probably could have been a little more patient, but I got her so early in my collecting that it was one of those like, I'm so excited, I need them all. So I don't regret it, but I do wish her hair was not so dry. She didn't come with a meat outfit. I ended up finding her top like at a thrift store, but I don't have her bottoms. So one day I'll get her bottoms, but for now she's wearing Kira's to like fill in. And I'm going to be completely honest, I don't love the Nenea mold. I love the Nenea mold on Nenea. That's it. I've seen the other dolls with it, and I don't know what it is. Just I look at them and it's just not very cute to me. If you love it, that's okay. We have different preferences and that is okay. I just don't like it. I look at it and it just doesn't, I don't like it. So, okay, so I'm really excited to move into my historical collection, but this is going to take me a little time because I have to ever so gently get them out of this cabinet right here. So I'm going to do my best, but this is definitely stressful because there are some very grail dolls there and I need to be careful. But the first doll we're going to start with is Felicity Merriman. I was really excited to get Felicity because I remember her and her best friend Elizabeth Cole's stories so well. My one friend, I always reference her, who had all the dolls that I wanted to play with growing up, had Felicity and Elizabeth and the stable and Patriot the Foal and Penny and all of it. And at that point, we were both huge horse girls and I was obsessed. Wasn't like looking for Felicity because most of the Felicities that I have seen freak me out. The eyes are so bright and they just have that look to them. This Felicity basically fell in my lap. I had found a lot on Facebook Marketplace for Samantha and Molly's steamer trunks for like a phenomenal price. And the girl had told me, oh, and there's like some dolls in there. And I was like, what?
What?
So I get there, we open the trunks, and Felicity is in there. This Felicity was in there. And she just like happened to be in it and was like so perfect and beautiful and everything I've wanted in a Felicity that it like couldn't have been better. So I tried my best to clean her up. I will say she's in decent enough shape other than her limbs are super loose, so I just need to fix them. But something about this era Felicity's face is darling to me and does not frighten me nearly as much as some of the other ones that I've seen. And I know she's been gone for a while and they just brought her back for the 40th anniversary. But speaking of that, I'm not going to get any of the 40th anniversary dolls because for me, when they're in my collection, I'm happy with. Like, I'm happy with my Pleasant Company Felicity. I see no reason to get another one, truthfully. And I don't love the new classic mold. I actually don't love any of the new like renditions of the mold that is like currently present and available because all the faces are thinner and I love the like fuller, thicker, chubbier cheeked faces. So for me, I am super happy with the girls that I have. So I have no desire to like get another one for the 40th. Next up in my collection, I'm so excited to have her, is Caroline Abbott. So Caroline, I found locally someone was selling like a lot of dolls and she was just in some random outfit, and again I don't think that they knew who they had, so I snagged her so fast for such a good deal. I want to say she was like $20 or $30, and she is so beautiful, and I've always wanted a Caroline. I'm obsessed with her beautiful eyes. I love her collection. If you know, and can you please put it in the comments, by looking at my Caroline, is she a Be Forever Caroline? I don't know the difference between the two. I have tried like looking at pictures and looking at mine, but I'm really bad at that. So if you don't mind telling me, she's another exception though. If she is a Be Forever, I'm okay with it because she's just so beautiful when I look at her. So what do you think? Is she Be Forever? Is she like the first edition one that came out? I don't know. So put it in the comments below. I'm eager to find out. Next up in my historical collection is Kit Kitteridge. Kit is one of those dolls that I remember so much growing up as well. I'm excited to find her, but she was a doll that it was like, if I find her for a good deal, I'll get her, but I don't care when she comes into my collection. I mean, I always knew that I wanted like the main group of girls, but it didn't matter for her like when she came in my collection. I'm pretty positive she's a Be Forever Kit, and I look at this kit and I'm like, she's so cute. I love her. I love her hair. I love her face. I love her freckles. So she's another one of those ones I don't care that is Be Forever. I've always loved her collection growing up. I love that she's like a journalist and she has her typewriter and her desk, which was a grail item that I found recently. Eventually, if I could find like a more original version, I would probably get her. But for now, I'm really happy with the one that I have in my collection. The next doll is my absolute favorite doll of every single doll that I have in my collection, and I'm gonna tell you why. So this is the historical Addie Walker. Now, I know my Addie looks a little rough. Her hair looks rough. She looks rough. She was loved. But this doll, like this specific one, means everything to me. Little backstory. I went thrifting in the very early days of my collection, and I found Addie for like, I don't know, a couple dollars, $3.99. I don't know. I can put it on the screen, but very, very cheap. Okay. And yes, she's in rough condition, but I screamed so loudly because I adore Addie. I always wanted her in my collection. And I really didn't want a new one. I wanted a Pleasant Company one. And so to find a Pleasant Company Addie in the wild for under $5, I believe, she might have been $4.99, but like, I was like, the gods have spoken. Like, I want like her entire collection. My wife knows this because she has got me so many pieces. She got me her birthday dress. My wife also got me her bed, which is up there. I love displaying it. I don't know if you can tell right here. There's another Addie right there, and I'm going to show you her as well so you can kind of see the differences between them. But I just can't part with her. I love this Addie so much because of the story, because of where she came from, and she's just like so like huggable and squeezable, and she's just perfect. I will pull the other Addie out because I also have a duplicate Kirsten as well. So I might show them at the same time and we could do a quick little rundown of them. But this is like, I guess if you're going to look at my collection, like this is like my Addie, if that makes sense. Oh my God, I love her so much. I just like hug her forever. The next doll I'm going to show you kind of goes along with that grouping. So you can't really see them in frame, but they're up high. It's Addie, Molly, Kirsten, and Samantha. These are like my oldest dolls I have in my collection, Pleasant Company, like earliest dolls, and so they're really special to me. So the next one I'm going to show you is Molly. This is Molly McIntyre. I remember Molly's stories like yesterday because my friend, the one that had all the dolls, who knows if she ever ended up watching this. Thanks for getting me into this. But we went to sleepaway camp together, and Molly's whole like camp experience, and I just love Molly. And she was in such rough condition that I had to do a lot of love on her hair, and this is the best I was able to get it. But I am pretty happy with how it turned out. I'm really happy to have Molly. She's just so cute. This is like Tetris for these dolls to take them out of here, because as soon as I move one, if their limbs are loose, forget it. It's like dominoes. This has been like Tetris for me. But we are actually going to move down to this row right here because the last two on the end are my white body dolls. And so I want to get them out really, really carefully. So we're going to do them at the end of my historicals. The next historical that I'm going to show you is Josefina Montoya. This Josefina is a Be Forever, and she is another one that I'm okay with her being Be Forever because I just really adore her face. Like, she's just a really pretty doll. Josefina is one of those ones that I remember so much growing up. This does not go with her. It like came with, maybe it came with her, but like it doesn't go with her, but I just think it's cute. So I think it's been in her hair like forever. So here we are. But Josefina is one of those dolls. I remember all her stories growing up. I would rent them from the library every time we had and read them over and over. I just always really enjoyed her stories. She's so pretty. I will say I don't have a lot of her outfits. This is the only pieces I have of her outfits. I know stuff is missing. So eventually I would like to get her more outfits. So I found her mini doll thrifting. But like, what is this outfit? I don't even know. Her like little pants are falling down. She's so cute. And then I found some Brita, her goats, thrifting. Like, how fun. So they all get stored together or displayed together. It's really cute. So this is Josefina. The next historical doll I'm going to show you is Rebecca Rubin. Rebecca is special to me because of her heritage. So, she has that like background of like Russian Orthodox Jewish heritage. And if you did not know, that is identical to my heritage. So to have a doll like Rebecca is really special because it does connect me to my heritage, which is really, really cool. So I do think I'm going to keep her in my collection because of that. I went back and forth, but I'm like, I really do love her. She's so pretty and she reminds me a lot of like me. So she's here to stay, but I am happy to have her. The next two dolls I'm actually going to show together because they are duplicates in my collection. So we have Addie Walker and then the historical Kirsten Larson. Now, I'm not someone who necessarily, I'm not looking for duplicates. I actually don't even like having duplicates, but sometimes you connect to dolls and you can't seem to get rid of them because you connected to them. And that's kind of what happened with these two. So my original Addie I had already shown you. Somebody was selling this Addie, and initially I thought, oh, I would love to make a Wicked Elphaba doll with an Addie mold instead. Wicked is my favorite movie of all time. I have known it and seen it on Broadway since I was like 12 years old, way before the movie. I named my car in high school Elphaba, so that should tell you, Elfie, how much I love Wicked. And so I was really excited when like Cynthia Erivo just did a phenomenal job with the movie, and so I thought Addie would have been more fitting, in my personal opinion, for Elphaba than the doll that they had created. But I don't know if I can get it. Like, I don't know if I have it in my heart to dye her green. Like, I think I also love Addie's outfits so much. It's really enjoyable to have her like in another Addie outfit and get to display the other one. This is hilarious. I don't know if you can tell. Her like bloomers are just like slowly falling. Just slowly. That's so funny to me. I actually really enjoy having two Addies. I didn't have any plans on doing that, but she's also pleasant company, which I love. She's got that like squishy body, so she's so huggable. If you have never held a Pleasant Company doll, I'm telling you, do it. The old ones are so squishy. They're like so cuddly. I love it. And then my other duplicate that I had shown you, this is Kirsten Larson. So the funny thing with Kirsten is this was my original Kirsten I added to my collection. She is Pleasant Company. She's so darling. I love her face. Very much not ever anticipating that I would have a white body Kirsten, to be honest. Like, I was really happy with having just a Pleasant Company one, and a very early Pleasant Company one. I really enjoy her, but I found a white body Kirsten and may have splurged. So that's how I ended up with two. I will show you her, but I originally was going to, sorry if you hear my dogs barking, I originally was going to like sell her after I got my white body, but I don't know, there's something about this Kirsten. Like, she's so sweet and darling, and I love her face, and I love her bangs and her eyes, and I can't say that about every Kirsten. So for now, she's like in my heart. I can't get rid of her yet. I've tried, and she always comes right back just because I really like this Kirsten. So She may be also a duplicate in my collection until I either do decide to part with her, but right now I just can't do it. I just really love her. And she does look quite different from the white body. So I mean, they are two different dolls, it seems to me. The next doll in my collection is not historical, but she hangs out with my other best friend dolls. That's why she's up there. So this is Girl of the Year 2009 Carissa Maxwell's best friend, Gwen Thompson. This doll is a grail doll for me. I never in my life thought I would ever have her. Somebody locally was selling her for, I think we got her for $40 or $50. She's just a doll I never thought I would ever get in my collection because of her resale value. And this Gwen is in really good condition. Her hair is really nice. My next grail doll in my collection is Julie Albright's best friend, Ivy Ling. As much as I don't really care for Julie, I am obsessed with Ivy. Ivy is so cute. She's so cute. It was one I really, really wanted. I'm so happy to have her. I know she's wearing the wrong pajamas. She's in Kit's pajamas, but like they look so cute on her. My next holy grail of grail dolls is Samantha's best friend, Nellie O'Malley. Nellie was a doll that I remember distinctly from my childhood because that one friend that had all the dolls, I swear I just reference her, she had Nellie. Is so precious. I love her combo and I love her like her story within Samantha's story. And I think what was always so special to me is Nellie, you know, is an orphan. I don't know if you've read the stories, you should. But I, at one point, was an orphan. I was from an orphanage. That's where my family found me and adopted me from, was an orphanage. So I always had a little connection to Nellie because growing up, that was a really taboo topic. You know, if words such as orphan or adopted or anything like that were brought up, everybody would turn and look at me. It was, you know, how many people did you know that that was like a real part of their life? And like I lived in an orphanage for a year, and so it's just special, I think, to connect to Nellie in that way, that like that was my real reality. And I mean, I'm very grateful to be adopted and have, you know, be able to sit here today holding Nellie. You know, if it weren't for that orphanage or it weren't for my family, I probably wouldn't be here today. So I'm very thankful, but Nellie does hold a really special part in my heart for that reason alone. And yes, she's wearing Rebecca's pajamas because she looks so cute in them. Okay, so the moment you've all been waiting for, well, maybe not, but these are my two white body dolls and they are so meaningful to me in my collection. So we are going to start off with Miss Samantha Parkington, who, yes, is missing some fingers. It's okay, it's fine, because this Samantha is an 86 Pleasant Company Samber Chippy Tooth Samantha. I have never seen a more beautiful Samantha like in my life compared to like the other Samanthas. I never really cared for like the regular Pleasant Company Samantha. I had one and I didn't really even like her that much and sold her. This doll's so gorgeous. Like you look at her and you're almost like in a trance in her eyes. She's that beautiful, and I get why people want them so badly, and I'm so beyond fortunate that like I have her in my collection because she's not a doll I would have ever been able to afford or honestly would have paid for, truthfully. So to have her is an actual legitimate holy grail. Like I still can't believe it. I say that every time I look at her. She's so beautiful. She's old, she was loved, and she was tossed. So I'm happy to have saved her, but her hair is definitely a mess. Okay. She needs a lot of love. I think I've just been scared to give it to her just because of like the origins of like who this doll is. Eventually, I would love to get her fixed up a little bit for my collection. I have no plans on getting rid of her, but I would love to fix her up more so for me. But this is my white body Samber 86 Chippy Tooth Samantha. Oh yeah, I just wanted to show her body. My next white body doll that I have is I want to say she's like an 87, maybe a little, I'm not as good at identifying the Kirstens, but this is my Kirsten Larson, and she's also a white body doll. She's so beautiful. She has these really beautiful eyes. I love this like era of Kirsten's bangs. And then her hair could use a little fixing. But again, I'm not too pressed because I'm just literally so over the moon to have two white body dolls. And the one thing I do want to preface is that you don't have to have white body dolls to be considered like some amazing collector or something. White body dolls are honestly a true privilege I'm very blessed to have in my collection, and you don't need them to level up or anything. I want to make that very, very clear. These were absolute gifts to me. I don't view myself any differently for having white bodies, and I don't think me saying, oh, I have white bodies makes my collection any more special than somebody else's. It doesn't, okay? It really doesn't. I just, for me personally, because I always wanted pleasant company dolls, it was having white bodies is just like another like layer of excitement, especially my Samantha, because that was like a one in a lifetime holy grail find. Like doll gods were there with me that day. If you need to get up and stretch, please feel free. This video is so long. I'm so sorry, but I promise we are literally at the finish line. We only have a couple dolls left. So, okay, we finally made it to my collector edition dolls. And I only have a couple of them, but I love the ones that I have. So we are starting off strong with this girl here. This is the FAO Schwarz Toy Soldier doll. She is so beautiful in person. I wasn't collecting when she was released. I think I started like right after she was released. Ended up finding somebody who was selling her, just her box and her authenticity and no outfit for a decent enough price that I would pay. I had some doll budget money, so I did it. I did it, and I'm so happy I did. The outfit, like I think it's like the World Traveler in England or something, to almost mimic, like almost cosplay a little bit of the Toy Soldier outfit. I'm fine that I don't have it, so I thought it was fun to just kind of give her the idea of it, even though I don't have like the actual one. But again, she really is probably one of the prettiest dolls American Girl has really come out with. I'm obsessed. She's so beautiful between her hair, her eyes, like such a beautiful, beautiful doll. But I'm really happy to have her. The next collector edition doll I have in my collection is the Barbie Peaches and Cream doll. This is the Josefina mold that has the darker skin tone and the blue eyeshadow. This doll is so, so beautiful. I've never really cared about the Barbie collaborations. I had Barbies when I was a kid, but like they didn't really matter to me. But when I saw the doll, I was like, I want the doll. I could care less about the outfit. I didn't care about like anything other than the doll. So here she is up close. She is so beautiful. She reminds me a lot of the Toy Soldier doll, where she just is like one of those like naturally stunning combos that they did. She's another one that like that whole shelf, these three I could stare at all day long and just stare at their like beauty. That's how beautiful these dolls are. So right, she's so beautiful. So this is the 2024 Pink Stardust, I believe, like holiday collector doll. They released two dolls for like this collector series, and this doll caught my eye because she's so beautiful. Look at her. And look at her hair. I don't think she has a name in my collection either, so maybe that will be a goal for this year. I really just wanted the doll, and I'm so happy because she's like totally, totally worth it. She's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. My goodness. And collector doll I have in my collection is a holy, holy grail. Okay, let me back up. All of my collector dolls are grails. This girl, she was way before my time of collecting. So there was no way I could get her like new from the store or anything. But I don't know what it is about this doll. I was so drawn to her. I think it's the hair combo, the outfit, and the jewelry accessories. She reminds me of like a goddess. I don't know. She's so, so beautiful. She reminds me a lot of like a Finnish, Swedish goddess. That's the vibe I get. And if you didn't know, I went to Finland. That is where I actually reunited with my family for the first time after 20 years. So it carries a lot of like really special memories, and that's what this doll reminds me of. It's almost like that like guardian angel that was there with me to make that all happen for me. So that's why like she's so special to me. The next doll I have in my collection is the limited edition Wicked dolls. This is Glinda. I am so ecstatic to have her because she sold out so fast. I think I had mentioned it earlier, maybe earlier in the video somewhere, but I have been obsessed with Wicked since I was a young girl. We got a Glinda, and I'm so glad we did because they went like that. Like, so I'm so honored to have one in my collection. They did a really good job with her. I think she's a beautiful, beautiful doll. One thing I wanted to talk about real quick before I move on to my CYOs and custom, and then we're going to be done, is sometimes people have asked me, oh my gosh, you take your collector dolls out of their boxes. Yes. Yeah, I absolutely do. As you've seen, all of the collector dolls I have are out of their boxes. I'm touching them, I'm holding them. And the reason for that is because to me, the dolls in my collection are in my collection. They're my dolls, and I want to be able to see them in their entirety. But I don't buy dolls to turn them around and sell them. I don't buy dolls to make sure that they have value when I'm ready to get rid of them. I buy dolls for me. I buy them for my collection, like with no intent of selling them. Now, if I choose to sell them because I'm not connecting with them, then they're going to be sold as is. They were out of box. You know, I will give you the box, like whatever it may be. However, I don't buy dolls to resell them. I buy dolls to add to my collection. And that is really the answer as to why they're out of the box. Understand that it devalues them. I don't care because I'm not buying them for other people. Like, I'm not buying them for value. I want to be able to completely love all of my doll. And so they're going to be out of the boxes. That's just, and I am not going to buy two to have one in box and one out of box. If that is you, that is fine. Like, I'm not here to judge you. I'm only judging you if you're buying it on purpose to turn on and resell. Then I'm judging you. But I'm not judging you if you like want to keep them in box, if you buy two because you want one in box as well. That is your collection goals. It's not my collection goals. That's why I have the system I have for my dolls where they're behind glass, because then I'm able to protect them a little bit better. So now we're going to move into my create your own or CYO dolls. Before we start, I only have two of them, and I did not create them. I found them secondhand. Is this girl, and I love her. She has become such a comfort doll for me. She is a Jess mold base with blonde hair. I haven't fully decided her name. I keep going back and forth. I keep calling her Piper. What I've enjoyed about getting dolls secondhand is that I'm not as scared to then take them out and about because they already come with some scuffs and some love. So like if I accidentally drop them or like, you know, they fall over in the car or I put them in a bag, I'm not as worried as if like if I bought them brand new, I might be a little more protective to bring them around. So that definitely helps ease that. So if you want to take dolls out, but you've never done it before, buy a secondhand doll and try that and see and get comfortable with it. And that might help then. The other CYO doll that I found is this girl. So this is Josie. She is CYO with the retired bangs, which I can't even believe that I found her. She has been in this outfit for a while though, so I do think it's time. Even though it's springy, I think it's time that she does get a little bit of a redo. She's really, really, really sweet. So those are the two CYOs I have right now in my collection. So I am just obsessed. I was on the fence about customs. Not that there's anything wrong with them. I just was like, I don't know if they're going to fit in with my collection. Then my wife showed me her, and my whole entire doll world changed. I am so in love with her. She is so stunningly beautiful. I reach for her constantly because she is just like, I don't know. She's so stunning. And so, little story with her. Her name is Sasha. Now, she's had a couple Sashas before her. So I actually had the CYO I'm talking about that I have for sale was also a Sonali mold like base. And she was named Sasha, but she didn't really feel like the Sasha I had in mind. So then I found Cecile, which, yes, I know I did have Cecile in my collection, and don't get me wrong, she was also beautiful. I loved her. The Sonali base, loved it. But her hair was still, needed some work. And I kept thinking, for my Sasha, do I want a doll that's going to be a historical that stands on the shelf, or do I want one that I can change and give like a whole personality to? Which is exactly what I wanted. So then my wife surprises me with her. And at that point, I had Sasha and Cecile. And that is when I made that decision of like intention first. I knew somebody else would love Cecile way more than me, in the idea of my dream Sasha was a doll like this. So here we are, the final actual Sasha. She's made it to the group. I love her so much, and I can do so much with her. And she's everything I had imagined as my Sasha anyways. So like, we got there eventually. I just love her. I love her. I love her. I can't say that enough. I'm obsessed with this doll. Actually completely head over heels in love, obsessed. So if you stayed to the end of the video, major pat on the back to you. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I know these videos are always so long. I tried to talk as quickly as I possibly could and not give too much detail, but I'm more than happy to do that. Thank you so much for watching. If you can please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try so hard to post more now that I actually have a setup. That was a lot of the issue too, is I just didn't have a good setup to film. But now I can just flop a chair down. I've got my dolls, and I have much more space to be able to film. So I'm excited to start adding more videos. And I do still post pictures of my dolls over on my Instagram. So if you want to go follow me there, it is AG_untold. So thank you so much. Have a lovely rest of your day, night, wherever you are. And I appreciate it. Okay, bye.